What is up, YouTube? You are listening live to the best damn podcast on YouTube. I'm talking about Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. As always, I'm King Jr. 88, joined by these two knuckleheads, Thermite 917 and Pro Bowl 43. And this weekend, we're talking about Kansas. The KC Masterpiece 400 and the Truck Series 37 Kind Days 250 from the Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. And here with the recap is Thermite.
Yeah, I mean, I love the barbecue sauce, man. It's good stuff. Anyway, Kevin Harvick got the pole, and he checked out and led until the competition caution at lap 30. Matt Kenseth also went a lap down shortly before that. He was back for the first time this season driving for Roush. That went well. William Byron won the race off pit road for the competition caution, but had an uncontrolled tire penalty. We've seen too many of those lately. Ryan Blaney inherited the lead and checked out like Harvick did, but he had to hold off Harvick as things got kind of exciting at the end of the stage. But he succeeded and won Stage 1. Stage 2 got underway, and not much happened in that one. Harvick took the lead again. There were green flag stops halfway through the stage, and Kyle Larson ran Harvick down shortly after that and cruised to the Stage 2 victory. Stage 3, things got a little more interesting. Larson dominated the first about 50 or so laps. Then we had green flag pit stops with about 55 to go. Then we had the first caution for an incident with about 30 to go. Daniel Suarez got loose and Alex Bowman had nowhere to go. There was slight contact, but it was still due to the fault of a slippery Stanley. That's the caution that changed everything. It got exciting after that. On the following restart, Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney both lost spots after getting loose. That gave the lead to Kevin Harvick and second place to Joey Logano. Then Ryan Blaney really tanked it as he tried to side draft Kyle Larson on the front stretch, and they got together. Blaney cut a tire and hit the wall, and Larson got a big tire rub. There were no DNFs up until that point, but thank you, Blaney. Then we got some more DNFs shortly after that. On the following restart, we had a big one. Kansas has had some hard crashes over the years, but this one goes right near the top of the list. Different strategies led to some bold moves on the restart, and they got 4 wide. Then William Byron got sucked around on the inside, overcorrected big time, and slammed the outside wall head-on and landed on none other than Ryan Newman. 7 cars were involved, with William Byron clearly getting the worst of it, but fortunately everyone was okay, but they did have to red flag it with 14 laps to go. They restarted with about 10 to go, and Harvick, on slightly fresher tires, had a great restart and eventually ran down leader Martin Truex Jr. They had a semi-exciting battle, but it was pretty anticlimactic as Harvick cleared Truex coming to the white flag, and he wins again. That's his 5th win this season. And then on the cool-down lap, Chase Elliott was not too happy with a slide job by Stenhouse, and he showed his displeasure, and they had some words afterwards. But anyway, the results. Harvick wins, obviously. Martin Truex Jr. gets 2nd. Logano, Larson, Hamlin rounds out the top 5. Then we had Paul Menard, Eric Jones, Kurt Busch, Almirola, and Kyle Busch rounding out the top 10. So guys, not much happened, and then stuff happened. What did you guys think? Tyler?
Yeah, it was an interesting race, actually, from Kansas. I expected a lot worse. Like, I just was going in thinking, okay, this is going to be among the worst of the year. This is going to give Las Vegas, which I personally believe is the worst race thus far, it's going to give that race for a run for its money. But it really wasn't the case. Even though it was a super straightforward race for a long time until that first, real contact yellow came out with the incident between Suarez and Bowman, it still wasn't a boring race up to that point. Larson ended up leading the most laps at 101, and 101 of 267 is not really dominated. And not to mention with Kevin Harvick leading 79 laps, Ryan Blaney led for 54, you didn't quite know who was gonna win that race. There were your players, those 3 were the main guys, but it was a nice little battle between those 3 kind of off and on throughout that race. And obviously, then it got crazy at the end. That just amplified things, made it more crazy. The track position got shuffled when some guys stayed out and some pitted, and just, it was kind of nuts. I wish the finish was just a little bit better. Overall, it was just a really solid race. So I'm going to give this race a 7.5 out of 10. I'm surprised. I really just didn't see that coming. Now, had the attrition and weirdness not happened late, it probably would have been reduced about 1.5 points, maybe 2 points. But they made something out of this. I'm really surprised. Kane, what's your race rating?
Well, if that late caution hadn't come out between Suarez and Bowman and Larson had pretty much just run away with it, I was probably going to give it like a 5, maybe a 5.5. But it didn't happen. We had one caution completely changed the outcome of the race, and it was better. So I'm going to give this race a 7.5, just like Tyler. I mean, it's Kansas. You don't expect anything crazy to happen at a 1.5-mile track at all, especially one that recently underwent a repave. But I mean, the race itself, for the most part, was pretty boring. But again, we had a very exciting last 30 laps, and obviously the winner isn't really who we wanted. But you know what? It was definitely unexpected, to say the least. So a 7.5 from me. Nick?
Yeah, I'm going to go a half point higher and give it an 8. I just think with our expectations of what we thought this race was going to be like, it far exceeded them. Even when they went green for more than like 2/3 of the race, it was still pretty good racing. They used all the grooves. There was passing. I never really felt it was like so boring I wanted to fall asleep. Nothing really made me jump out of my chair, but it was still decent enough. And then with all the late cautions, that really amped things up, like Tyler and Kane said. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Even the finish, it was more exciting than it would have been otherwise if we didn't have all those late race dramas. So 8 for me. I'm pretty happy with it.
Well said, gents. Let's move on.
Yeah, if you want to.
We're gonna. Stop trying to piss
Oh,
off
we
everybody.
have to.
I want to stay here.
There's another segment after this, though. We gotta move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting segment.
I'm gonna
Hell
hit you
yeah.
with something. The trucks race in Kansas this weekend, and you know damn well what that means. Where did Cody Coughlin finish? Cody Coughlin, my man, back-to-back top 10s, and you know what that means. Back-to-back celebrations! Jags!
Jag!
Jags! Jags!
Jags!
Holy shit! Can you believe it? For the first time in Cody's career of 41 truck races, he has back-to-back top 10s. I can't. I'm stunned, shocked, just everything. All the emotions. Started the race in second, which is also his best career start. Damn near had that pole, but that sliding DM son of a bitch, Noah Gragson, stole it from him. But still a great start. Finished the race in seventh. And you know what that means, too? A premature cigar. Again, for the second week in a row, Cody. Great job, man. You get a cigar. We are super proud of you. So let's see what you had to say. Tonight's race at Kansas Speedway was really exciting. We're definitely knocking on the door of a top 5 finish and a win for the GM. He's settled down now, player. A win for the GMS number 2 Jag Chevrolet Silverado team. It was great to start up front. I just wish we could have finished there as well. Our team gained a lot of insight, and we're excited to head to Charlotte next week with this momentum. Well, like I said, slow your roll, player. We're not quite there yet. Nowhere close to wins, but we are very, very proud of you. I can't say it enough. So we're really proud of you. Not to mention, I don't know who was in charge of the account, but Thermite won an awesome prize package this week. Holy shit!
I know it all came together. It was just meant to be this week. Won a really nice Traxxas truck and some Cody Coughlin swag. So I'm pumped. It was awesome.
That right there, I can't hold it in. Cody Coughlin swag. Get your frisbee.
Jag swag. Yeah. Get your koozies.
Oh man, Jags!
Jags!
Great Jagsibration. There is still cake. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Cody ate it.
Of course he did. That fat son bitch.
He can eat whatever he wants right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a winner. Well, not quite,
Top 10.
but he's
is a
getting
win.
there. Yeah, well, for him, yes.
You can eat whatever you want to eat, sweetie. Moving on. Alright, now it's time to hand out some awards for the Kansas race weekend, and leading off with the classic boner of the week. Kane, he's got a steaming one. Give us the boner.
This week's boner is Ryan Blaney. Wow. You never thought you'd see his name and boner of the week in the same sentence, but this week that is certainly the case. As we mentioned during the race recap, he side drafted Kyle Larson a little too hard going down the front straightaway, and that resulted in a cut right front tire on Blaney's Ford, which put him hard into the outside wall, as well as gave Larson a tire rub that effectively ended his chance of winning. You never see this happen from a Team Penske driver, let alone a guy like Ryan Blaney, one of the nicest guys and probably one of the best competitors you'll ever meet in the garage area. But I don't know what he was thinking tonight. Damn, son. Seriously, come on, Blaney. You're better than this. Jeez.
Boner.
Next award.
Next award is Dave from Hell. Once again, we have another driver that has a bad day, but oh man, it's a driver where I'm going to be sad to bring it up, but it was Matt Kenseth. He was just slow as we expected him to be, with him having his first race with Roush Racing after coming out of retirement. In his debut back in the late 90s, he finished 6th at Dover. We'll never forget that. I know I won't. But in his debut part 2, this did not go quite as well. He was also in the big one. He came in right at the end. He ended up finishing 36th. I mean, hopefully he helps Roush. I don't think it'll help too much. He's definitely not going to get any good finishes this year, but I guess it's nice to see him back. But too bad you had a day from hell. Next award.
The next award goes to this Roush teammate, which had a surprisingly better day, but, yeah, well, something still happened to him. It's Sunny D bus parking, and that goes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for specifically just the last lap. He was in the top 10, and he was battling with Chase Elliott. He decided to throw a hard slide job on him in turn 4. Sure, you're going for every position you can get, but what happened was that it slowed both of them down, and it cost them both a top 10 finish, literally right at the line. Kyle Busch pipped Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for the last spot in the top 10, and they both got passed by someone else as well, just right there. So, nice job, Ricky, by parking the bus. Chase was pissed off at you, maybe a little too pissed, but when you're driving a shit car like he's been driving, and you're both not in very good equipment right now, you know, when you have a chance to get a top 10, take it. Don't blow it. So, you kind of got what you deserved, and, you know, I wish just Chase would have booted your ass out of the way, but he played the nice guy once again. I hope he came up to you on pit road and said, hey, your girl was fun last night. I know I would have. So, don't do that shit again, Ricky. Next award.
All right, and our next awards are the cigars, and we got a couple to hand out. The first one goes to that sliding into your DM son of a bitch, Noah Gregson. Picked up his second career win in the Truck Series and his first at a 1.5 mile track. He didn't throw up this time, so you get a cigar just for that. But he pretty much dominated the whole race, started on the pole, won both stages, ended up leading the most laps and getting the win. He's probably going to, go slide into Haley Deegan's or Steve O'Donnell's daughter's DMs right now, and I wish him all the best. Hopefully he pulls it off. And our next cigar goes to Stuart Friesen. He finished 3rd. He had the restart of the night for the trucks, possibly of the year. He did that. He went from, 7th all the way up to 3rd without a shifter knob, which somehow fell off during the last caution flag. But thanks to his experience driving the water truck at his family-owned dirt track, it paid off for him, and he was able to come away with a top 5. So you get a cigar, Stewie. Congratulations. Our next cigar.
It goes to Kevin Harvick. Not much else needs to be said with this guy. I mean, he won the race. It was his 5th of the year already, like his 42nd or something career win. But I think the most impressive thing from tonight was he barely, by inches, missed being involved in the big one. Any slight alteration of that wreck, and he would not have won. It was that close. Impressive night all around. I can't believe he won again. Snuck that one out after. I mean, he led some laps, but ultimately he did kind of steal it away. And our final cigar goes to Paul Menard. Really? Paul Menard? He finished 6th.
Yeah. 6th! It's all right. Finished 6th instead of 16th. I'm very
number
happy
of the
about
Menard.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did it. He was there and he finished 6th. So that's Paul Menard's way.
I'm Paul Menard. I'm fun. I finished 6th occasionally. Well, that was Paul Menard.
Yep.
That pretty much does it for the awards, man. Man, people need to cry more. Come on, I want to give it a crying towel. I bet Kyle was pissed off about finishing 10th tonight. Had a top 5 car ran like shit. Okay.
Well, I mean, he was kind of pissed at Stuart Friesen last night after the truck race for running him into the grass.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the grass, bitch.
Yeah, ain't shit.
Shove it up your ass!
Anyway, that does for the awards. Let's move on. Let's check out some best paint schemes of the week, so enjoy the montage. And as usual, what else did you expect? It's the worst paint scheme of the week. Kane, lead it off.
We're going to lead it off with a paint scheme that has been appearing way too much in this segment. It's yet another Menards car. This time it's Paul Menard's Atlas, whatever they are. Again, just like Blaney and Austin Cindric, it has to have the white numbers. I fully expected Penske and the Wood Brothers to pull off that shit for the second week in a row, but the Woods? Oh, not the Wood Brothers, man. You guys are better than that. I mean, Paul's a fun guy. He doesn't deserve this crap. I know they're the family sponsor and everything, but God, you gotta put him through this too. And then the ruby red on the hood, I don't. It just does not look right at all. Seriously, Jesus. All right, let's move on to the next bad paint scheme, shall we?
Yeah, the next one is Chris Buescher's Breyer's 2-in-1 Camaro. What is this? I really have no idea. It looks like a red spotted cow. I don't even know what Breyer's 2-in-1 is. I guess it has Reese's in it or something. And I know we had a Breyer's car last year, and it was a simple one, but at least it looked okay. I knew what it was. This just goes nowhere. They try it, I guess, but it just looks bad from a distance and up close. I don't like this. What's the last one, Tyler?
It is Kyle Larson's Clover First Data Camaro. A lot of green here. This car looks like it should have been run on St. Patrick's Day. Just the clovers are weird on the side, and as I already stated, too much damn green. And this car is kind of like a split sponsory kind of car again. I know that Clover is a partner of First Data or something like that. I don't know. It's not my job to know. All I'm saying is it sucks. And what I really don't like, the more I look at this car, just the blue is so awkward on the side. Like, okay, yeah, it goes with the First Data, but like, look how just like this weird, awkward kind of like waviness on, like on the top below his name. Just like, look at that. Like, even like a blue spike, that's like a page right out of the Hendrick cars. Are you kidding me? Trying to pull a little 8-pillar spike right there? I see that. You ain't getting it by me. That's ugly. No. Just. And you know what else is green? Ficuses. Go out there and spend your $9.99 on your office plant, bitch. Because that's where I'm pissing on. You guys deserve it. Buy another ficus. I'll piss on it next week. Awful paint schemes. Every week, man. The more cars we do and review, the madder I get.
I know.
Wait, you're the awful paint scheme.
Moo.
Alright, now it's time to recap the fantasy results and picks from Kansas. And I come out banging again with the win after picking Kevin Harvick, who won the race and got me 58 points. Nick comes home in second after picking Kyle Busch, who finished 10th and got 37 points. Kane picked Martin Truex Jr., who finished second but only got 36 points. And Damani rounded out the rear once again, picking Brad Keselowski, who finished 14th and only got 31 points. So now we are picking for the All-Star race. A little bit different format. Now everything's kind of wiped out. We can pick whoever we want, and there's 10 bonus points up for grabs. If your pick wins the race, there's an additional 10 points. So there's potentially a 20-point swing coming up here for somebody, but don't know. You got to pick the winner. So Damani gets the first pick for All-Star Week. Who you taking? Asshole Bush! Kane, you're up next. Who you taking?
The hottest driver on the circuit so far, Kevin Harvick.
Ah, horse shit!
And that's all I'm going to say. Thermite?
I'm going to go with a guy who is good at mile and a halves, and specifically Charlotte, that 1 year where he dominated the Coke 600. It's Martin Truex Jr. Best Pro Shops! Tyler.
I'm going to go with Kyle Larson.
Are you out of your mind? This sucks camel dicks!
Yeah, he blew it a couple years ago in the All-Star race. And they had a hell of a lot of speed tonight. I don't even know why. Like, the Chevrolet's been struggling, that's obvious. But for some reason, that team stands out among everybody. And they were able to fight hard. So I expect some good things coming into this race. I think they can pull it off. So I'm confident with that. Kyle Larson wins the All-Star. Well, that wraps it up yet again for another episode of Behind the Wall, presented by Perky Jerky. We appreciate you for not listening. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to eventually just die of repeating myself. Just listen to the podcast, please. You can do it. Come on. What else are you going to do? Go out and play for 60 minutes a day? Come on. That's overrated. But anyway, you can eat an apple while listening to the podcast. Come on. We're promoting healthiness.
Yeah, and Perky Jerky.
Damn straight. And Perky Jerky.
You're damn right. The jerky that is Perky. Grab a bag today. So for the money, HD. Not here again. Why are we surprised? For Kane Jr. 88. Almost missed the podcast taping. Get food earlier next time. For Thermite 917. And I, Pro Wolf 43. We had a good battle on the track this weekend in our league race. But we don't want to talk about it, because that was a bad race. But I guess I did just talk about it. It was still fun, though. But we like beating the shit out of each other on the racetrack, and we can do it without destroying each other. It's a very weird talent that we possess, and I'm proud of that. So
It's not homosexual at all.
definitely not, except for Tuesdays and every other Saturday. But I think that about covers this episode. So once again, this has been Behind the Wall. You've been Behind the Wall, and thank you for listening. Okay.
I'm ready.
I muted my TV, so, and my windows are shut, so no airplanes. It's raining here anyway, so I had
Gotta
to.
keep the airplanes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and planes don't fly on airplanes, so...
What?
What? Planes don't fly on air? Well, I mean, the space shuttle technically is an airplane, and it was flown on top of us.
In the rain, right? So,
If it's severe, they won't.
yeah, I'm glad I got that out of my system.
This has been the latest weather report from Kane.
All right. Oops, excuse me. Had to get that out of my system. My bad. All right. Okay.
Are you sure?
What is? Yes, I'm sure. You know, I just had a freaking random thought. You said swag. You know the song "This Right Here Is My Jags."
I don't know that song.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's called "This Right Here Is My Swag." It's normally swag, so I replaced swag with Jags.
Well, that's creative, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, I know it's late in the race. I had a John Madden moment right there. But
I hope he told you to, I hope he said he, Jesus. I hope he came up, God damn it. I hope he came up to you, God damn it! I can't figure out what I want to say here. Alright, I got it now.
So, Harvick wins the race. And our fossil.
That was creepy as shit.
yeah, Harvick wins the race. Stop that now!
That was perfect.
That was absolutely golden. That's definitely a outtake moment right there.
Moo.
Moo!
Moo!
Just cut off.
Thermite 917 and I bang the shit out of each other, but we don't wreck, because that's what we do.
Stop that, you jackass.